Alright, so, this is going to be another fanfiction idea of doing an adaptation of a cartoon event. And this time around, we're going to be doing Blood Hunt. So, like I said, I did Night Terrors a little while ago. I just realized it was a remake of something I did a little while back, I think. Could be wrong, but yeah. I know I did a version of Blood Hunt, but it was more inspired than anything else, called Disney vs. Vampires. It was more based around DC versus vampires, but there was a bit of what was it? There was a bit more of what was I trying to say? There was a bit more of a connection to DC versus vampires than Blood Hunt. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. I've got a lot on my mind, with a massive hurricane coming ever so closer, and I have so much to do that it's kind of taking my mind off of. It's been on my mind a lot, so I'm trying to keep my cool and work on this. So Anyway, what was I doing? Oh yeah, so. Let's talk about this Blood Hunt story. So basically what has happened, the first major thing is that it's been discovered that a major death has occurred. That death being Alucard. Somehow Alucard has been killed. And everyone's like, holy shit. Who could kill Alucard? I mean, he was Dracula. He was one of the most powerful beings on the planet. And now he's been, someone has found him dead. And now the Helsing organization is left without a, major weapon at their disposal. Ceres is even like, who could kill their master? And they're thinking it's gotta be Millennium. But no. Turns out that this is a massive coordinated effort by a cult of vampires that have been in service to the first vampire, Akasha, from, of course, Queen of the Damned. And Akasha has resurrected several prominent vampires, those being like Kurt Barlow, Count Orlok, David Powers. She's basically been resurrecting some major vampires and created a new court of vampires to unleash a new era where mankind is going to be nothing more than treated as food for the vampires. And the first step they had to do was that Akasha took out Alucard because he was originally the king of the vampires, and she was reestablishing her control by killing Alucard. So in doing so, what happens is that, now all these other vampires are being rallied by under one banner, and it's one army. And the thing is, there are a lot of vampires that were just hiding out in the darkness and waiting for this moment. And Akasha then uses an ancient spell to block out the sun, allowing every vampire on Earth to come out of the darkness and, unleash untold nightmares on every human being on Earth. And of course, the heroes are attacked on all sides. All across the world, vampires are springing out of every corner. Like, you have the vampires from Dusk Till Dawn invading Miracle City with every hero and villain from Miracle City trying to fight off these Aztec vampires. You have vampires invading Amity Park, and Danny has fought ghosts before, but he's never really fought vampires before. And the problem is having that unknowing, that thing of the unknown, because he's like, they're still kind of people. I don't know if I should kill them or not. And of course, that hesitation gets him bit, and now we have a vampire Danny Phantom. We also get vampire Ladybug and Cat Noir. We get vampire versions of several characters throughout. So obviously there needs to be a structured resistance. And that resistance is called all the way from where Luz's hometown. So Luz puts out, like, with the help of Amity, they use a spell to, like, make a call to any heroes that aren't affected by by the vampirism. So they reach every hero that can goes out to help them. Although there are some heroes that are cut off and prevented from helping. One of the big ones are G.I. Joe and the Autobots. Reason being is because they know, like, they can't convert the Autobots into vampires, but the Joes are actually, like, some of the Joes were converted into vampires before this attack happened. So now you have vampires affecting them, whereas robots are being hunted down and thrashed. Of course. So the other thing that is going on is that, well, we need someone who can challenge. The big thing, once the heroes that are able to arrive, get there, they're like, we need to do two things. One, we need to get the sun back, and two, we need to kill Akasha. But none of us are really that powerful enough to take on the Queen of Vampires. So who could really do it? Like, Alucard was really the only one who could do it, and she killed him. So does anyone have any ideas? Does anyone have, like, a backup idea to... if we kill her, all the heroes will be turned back into human and whatnot, turned back to their original forms. So, what's the plan here? Like, what can we do to, what can we do here to fix this situation? So, what happens is they're like, well, there is somebody we could call, the one person that comes to mind is Sabella, Alucard's daughter. Sabella could actually be that. She's just as powerful as he is, so maybe we should go talk, maybe we should go unleash her. And they're like, nah, she's not even on the same level. But there is someone, like, Sabella may be powerful, but she's not Akasha level. But there is someone we can contact, and maybe if we find him, he can take over. But I don't know if we should trust him or not. And they're like, well, who is it? And he's like, his name is Mamuwalde, but everyone knows him better as Blackula. And they're like, wow, that is slightly racist. Is he powerful? And they're like, yeah, he is. He's been at this for a while, and Alucard was the one who turned him. So maybe if we turn the problem is we don't know if Mamuwalde is going to, like, turn on us after he battles, after he kills Akasha. But they're like, well, we don't have any options, so go find Mamuwalde, try to convince him to help us. The rest of us will try to, like, find the spell to de-block out the sun. And the person who has, like, oh, I can help you with that, everyone looks, it's fucking Black Hat. So everyone's like, no fucking way. That fucking asshole Black Hat's here. And Black Hat's like, well, I just so happen to have have possession of the spell that could easily, like, destroy all these vampires, because I always have this contingency plan in case of mass vampire invasion. But I'm willing to part with it if you want to give me a deal here. And they're like, well, what deal do you want? And they're like, and he's like, oh, let's say a favor from each of you in some time in the future. And they're like, don't like that. But they don't have any options, so they make the deal with Black Hat to get the spell. Now it's time to go find Mamuwalde. So they go out and seek him out deep in Louisiana. They find him in Louisiana, and he's basically been like, I didn't want any part of Akasha's rebellion. I didn't want any of this, and now you come to me, to usurp power when I have done all of my life to keep from usurping power. So what's the deal here? Like, what the fuck do you want me to do here? But they're like, look, we need your help. We're losing friends left and right. You gotta do this. And if you don't, then, like, mankind is just fucked. And he's like, well, what has mankind done for me other than, slavery and racism and, also making me a monster more than I already am. And they're like, well, if you don't, like, Akasha's just what's going to stop her from coming after you. And also this way you'll have something that Dracula never had, and that's bragging rights. And also you'll be the new king of vampires, the role he had. So yeah, Mamuwalde finally agrees on that. He goes to face Akasha, and Akasha and her other blood counts like Barlow, Powers, and Orlok are all there, and they're all like, you know, the Lost Prince comes to face us, and Mamuwalde's whole thing is like, not here to face you, to kill you all. And he then proceeds to like fight all three of her counts, slaughters them all, then proceeds to fight Akasha, takes her out, just as Luz and the others are using the spell to cast away the eclipse, allowing sunlight to overtake the Earth, and thereby, you know, burn away the vampires, and also allow the heroes that were turned to become human again. By the end of it, Mamuwalde becomes the new king of vampires, and in doing so, he actually is a sign of good faith, just so he can have bragging rights. He resurrects Alucard, and Alucard concedes rulership of vampires to him, but even says, "But don't think I haven't regretted turning you into what you are, Blackula." And he's like, and Mamuwalde's like, "Well, I now have your kingdom, and if you ever want it back, come, we'll talk." And he's like, Alucard's like, "Oh, we will," and leaves. So there you go, guys. That is Blood Hunt. I want to thank everyone for liking this video. Other than that, hope you all enjoyed this. I'm Mr. Multiverse. I'll see you next time in the Multiverse.